Hey there, it is Dr. Chris Nelson, yet another video, and I am in weekend mode. What is weekend mode? Well, it's when I work on the weekend. And in between working and cleaning up my desk and sending out lab cases, sending out scans, and planning for next week, I thought of a fun topic for a video for you all. So today's topic is the process for leveling up your workplace and your teammates. Well, here are quick steps to help you be happier at work and hopefully help your team be even better as you all grow together. It's pretty obvious that in any workplace or in any sporting team, there are different skill sets that different teammates bring to the table. So I've worked with probably 100 people in the last 15 years. For the first 13 years, I was the dental director at a community health center, and during that time, we had a lot of staff. And during that time, I learned a lot about how to level up team members in the right way. So, number one, find out what annoys you. Okay? And that should be easy. If you are a detail-oriented person, if you notice things, if you're a noticer, if you're like, oh, that's all, that there's something on the floor over there, or there's something on the countertop, you're probably going to be the kind of person that notices things in the workplace, etc. So find out what annoys you and start from there. Yeah, that might sound crazy, but follow me here. So step number 2, identify why that annoys you. So, is it something's out of place? Is it a process that's going wrong? Is there something, why does that annoy you? So, number 1, something that annoys you. Number 2, why does that annoy you? Pretty easy so far, right? Okay, step number 3, identify the knowledge gaps that you see in the problem without attaching too much emotion to it. You can't just say the person sucks or they're dumb. Let's be more specific about that. All right, so, and then we're going to figure out the knowledge gap between you and that person. So, a lot of times, if you're annoyed by something, you might actually be better at that particular thing than that person. And that's okay. As I mentioned prior, I've worked with a lot of people, and there are skill sets and strengths for every single person. Pick your favorite sports team. Like, I love hockey, so the Stanley Cup playoffs are going on right now, and there are not teams that have all the same kind of player. As an example, Connor McDavid, like, he has some amazing strengths, but he also is surrounded by people that don't play like him, and that makes him better. And so if there was a whole team full of Connor McDavids, it would be not a very good team. Maybe that's wrong, but think about basketball, baseball, whatever sport. You understand that there are people that are really amazing, but they're not amazing at everything. So if you're gonna take step number 3, which is identify the knowledge gaps between you and other people, you probably could figure out, like, this thing annoys me. I'm actually really good at it. The other person isn't as good. Don't just be annoyed by that. Figure out that knowledge gap and figure out what they're good at. So maybe they're 75% as good as you are at a certain task. Focus on that 75% and build on top of that. So close the gap. And how do you do that? That's step number 4. Focus on building from the strength and not from the weakness. A lot of times people who are really experienced, they will see the day differently, and they will look at the sports analogy. They will look at the play and be able to read what's going to happen next or the time after that. And to someone with less experience, they don't see it that way. They just can't, because they have less experience. So that's 4th step of closing the gap with teaching. That's what a great coach does. And you know what? On a good team, it shouldn't be the owner leader, and then everyone else is the followers. It should be a leader approach, such that everyone is given the opportunity to have a knowledge gap that they can help close for their peers and people who have less experience. So let's talk a practical example. In dental school, it's not like you're just born a dentist unless your dad's a dentist and your grandpa's a dentist and you only talk about, never mind, that's maybe not a good example. But in dental school, the example was you would watch one, you'd do one, and you'd teach one. And what does that mean? So let's say we were making this piece of tripod. So this piece of tripod, let's pretend it's a dental thing. And it's broken right here. So we're going to attempt to fix this piece of tripod through watching someone do it, doing one yourself, and then teaching one to someone else. Now, of course, it's not that binary with dentistry. There is a process to becoming an expert, but fundamentally, you're going to watch your instructor. They're going to teach you all the things, and they're going to identify the knowledge gaps. So maybe the prior course, your prior experience brings you up to 75% of how to fix this thing, but you still need to watch them do it. So you're going to watch it, and then you're going to try it out. You're going to do it yourself. And then to really solidify that knowledge, you're going to teach one to someone else. So that's what I would encourage you to consider in listening to me today. And I hope you found this useful. But basically, next time you get super annoyed with something, that's step number 1, be annoyed. Step number 2, identify why you are annoyed. Step number 3, figure out that knowledge gap. Step number 4, leverage that knowledge gap to teach the person the items that you understand or that you're better at. Okay? And I'm sure you can think of an example. So go find that example and get out of step 1 of just being annoyed. All right. I hope you're having a great day. And I'm going to go home and then come to work tomorrow in my normal work outfit with no glasses. And I'll be ready to rock and roll. Have a great day.